Imagine, for a moment, stepping outside your home and gazing skyward, not towards a single blazing ball of fire, but towards two twin suns locked in an ancient cosmic dance, pouring their light across the blue marble we call Earth. How would our world change if, instead of orbiting just one star, Earth circled two? What wonders, what dangers, what new possibilities would unfold beneath dual dawns and double sunsets? Today, we venture into the heart of a cosmic what-if, a vision of Earth reshaped by the relentless energy of a binary star system. To begin, let's unravel what it truly means for a planet to have two suns. In the vast tapestry of our universe, binary stars are not rare anomalies, they are cosmic commonplaces. More than half of all stars belong to pairs, their gravity binding them in perpetual partnership. And scattered among these stellar duos, astronomers have found worlds, exoplanets orbiting not just one, but two suns, much like the legendary Tatooine from Star Wars. One such world is Kepler 16b, discovered in 2011, a gas giant circling a pair of stars 200 light-years away. Another is Kepler 47c, orbiting two suns in a delicate gravitational balance. These planets, called circumbinary planets, ride the edge between two blazing sources of light and heat, their days and years shaped by the intricate rhythms of dual stars. But what if Earth itself were flung into such a cosmic scenario? What if, from the beginning, our planet had orbited two suns, perhaps of similar size, or perhaps with one larger and one smaller, their combined light and gravity sculpting every aspect of our world? First, let's consider the most fundamental change: light itself. On our Earth, the rhythm of day and night is simple. The sun rises, the sun sets. Darkness falls, the stars emerge. But with two suns, this dance becomes a dazzling kaleidoscope, far more complex and unpredictable. If the suns orbit each other closely, from the surface of Earth, you might watch one sun rise just as the other sets, their paths crisscrossing in the sky. Sometimes, both would blaze together, flooding the world with a double dose of daylight. Two brilliant sources casting overlapping shadows, painting the land in surreal hues. At other times, one sun might dip below the horizon while its companion lingers, stretching daylight far into what we now call night. Think of the seasons. On our world, the tilt of Earth's axis and its yearly journey around the sun bring the familiar cycle of spring, summer, autumn, and winter. But in a binary system, the pull of two stars could twist and warp those cycles in unimaginable ways. If the suns are close together in the sky, their combined heat might erase winter altogether, plunging the world into endless summer. If their orbits are wide, Earth could swing closer to one star than the other, producing wild seasons of scorching heat and deep cold. Perhaps even seasons with two summers or two winters in a single year. The passage of time itself would become less predictable, dictated not only by Earth's orbit, but by the shifting positions and brightness of the twin suns. Now, let us peer deeper into the consequences for temperature, climate, and the fragile envelope of habitability that sustains life. The most immediate effect of two suns is a surge in energy. The surface of Earth would bask in greater warmth, depending on the size, brightness, and distance of each sun. This extra heat could push average global temperatures higher, transforming temperate zones into deserts and tropical regions into scorched wastelands. The polar ice caps, already vulnerable, might vanish entirely, unleashing floodwaters and reshaping coastlines. But the influence of two suns reaches far beyond simple warming. The climate would become a tapestry of extremes. If the sun's orbits caused their combined light to wax and wane, Earth would endure not just days and nights, but cycles of intense heat followed by sudden cooling. Imagine monsoon seasons supercharged by dual solar energy, or droughts lasting years as the planet drifts farther from one sun. Weather patterns would become chaotic, driven by the ever-shifting interplay of two sources of radiation. Storms could grow more ferocious, ocean currents more turbulent, as the planet struggles to balance the energy pouring in from above. And what of the oceans, the vast blue heart of our planet? With extra heat, evaporation would accelerate, pumping more water vapor into the atmosphere. Cloud cover might thicken, triggering torrential rains in some regions, while others dry out beneath relentless sun. Sea levels could rise, swallowing islands and coasts, as glaciers and ice sheets melt away. Coral reefs, sensitive to temperature swings, might bleach and vanish, their vibrant ecosystems lost to the twin suns' assault. Yet in some regions, new forms of life might flourish. The deep sea, forever shrouded in darkness, would remain untouched by the extra sunlight, its mysteries protected. But at the surface, the rules of biology would be rewritten. Plants, for instance, evolved to harness the energy from a single sun. With two, photosynthesis could become supercharged, driving explosive growth in some species. Forests might tower taller, grasslands spread wider, their leaves adapting to absorb and shield against the relentless glare. Some plants could develop thicker cuticles to conserve water, or pigments to reflect excess light, evolving in response to the twin suns' challenge. Animals, too, would face a world transformed. Diurnal creatures, those awake during the day, would find their active hours stretched, perhaps forced to evolve greater stamina or retreat to the shade to avoid overheating. Nocturnal species, used to hunting in the cool darkness, might find true night a rare and precious thing, their behaviors and senses adapting to longer stretches of twilight. Migratory patterns could shift, driven by unpredictable seasons and changing food supplies. Insects might swarm in greater numbers, feeding on the bounty of supercharged plant life, while predators grow larger, faster, and more cunning to survive. But evolution is not always benevolent. Under the relentless pressure of dual suns, some creatures might falter. Amphibians, sensitive to changes in temperature and moisture, could struggle as wetlands dry out. Polar bears and penguins might face extinction as ice vanishes. Biodiversity could suffer in regions where the climate swings too far, too fast, for adaptation to keep pace. And what of humanity itself, the species that has learned to bend nature to its will, to build shelter against the elements, to dream of the stars? How would we adapt to an Earth ruled by two suns? First, our cultures would be shaped by the dual rhythms of light. Myths and stories would celebrate not one celestial ruler, but two, perhaps locked in rivalry or partnership. Festivals might mark the rare nights when both suns set together, plunging the world into true darkness. Art and architecture would evolve to shield against the intense glare. Homes with thick walls, windows designed to filter ultraviolet rays, cities built with shaded walkways and canopies. Our technologies would rise to meet the challenge. Energy from the twin suns could be harnessed with solar panels, making power abundant, but cooling and water conservation would become paramount. Agriculture would shift, with crops bred to withstand heat and drought, and farming schedules sync to the unpredictable cycles of sunlight. Clothing might become lighter, more reflective, designed to protect against sunburn and dehydration, yet survival would not be guaranteed. The extra radiation from two suns, especially if one is larger or more active, could increase the risk of skin cancer, disrupt cellular processes, and force humanity to develop new medicines and protective measures. In regions where the climate grows too extreme, migration might become necessary. As people flee deserts, floods, or superstorms, perhaps in time, humans would build underground cities or domed habitats, shielded from the harshest rays. Or maybe, like the ancient desert dwellers of Earth, we would learn to thrive in the margins, becoming a species uniquely adapted to the dance of twin suns. But could life ever truly survive in such a world? The answer depends on the delicate balance of energy, atmosphere, and adaptation. In the cosmos, binary star systems are often turbulent places, their gravitational tides stirring up chaos. Planets must orbit far enough from their suns to avoid roasting, but close enough to keep from freezing. The habitable zone, the sweet spot where liquid water can exist, is narrower and less stable than around a single star. Too much energy, and life burns away. Too little, and it never gets the chance to begin. Yet, as we peer into the universe, we find hints that life may be more resilient than we imagine. The exoplanet Kepler-47c orbits its two suns in a region where temperatures could, in theory, allow for water and biology. It is not impossible to think that somewhere out there, twin-sunned worlds nurture their own forms of life, creatures and plants shaped by the relentless rhythm of dual dawns. And so, we return to our own world, forever shaped by a single sun, but always dreaming of others. The scenario of Earth with two suns is no mere fantasy. It is a window into the broader possibilities of the cosmos, a glimpse at the diversity of worlds awaiting discovery. The challenges would be immense: searing heat, chaotic weather, unpredictable seasons, and the need for radical adaptation. But life, if it emerged at all, might evolve in astonishing ways, weaving new patterns of existence in the light of two stars. For humanity, the prospect is both daunting and inspiring. Would we be able to survive on a planet with two suns? Would our ingenuity and resilience be enough to overcome the extremes? Or would we be forced to seek new strategies, new technologies, new ways of living beneath the eternal glare? As our telescopes probe the heavens, as our imaginations stretch beyond the boundaries of Earth, we are confronted with the ultimate question: might we one day colonize a world with two suns? Could we carve out a home in the shifting shadows and blazing light, learning not just to survive, but to thrive beneath twin stars? Perhaps the answer lies not in what we know today, but in the courage to explore, to adapt, to dream beyond the limits of our single-sunned world. For now, Earth remains a sanctuary of balance, a world where the gentle arc of a single sun sets the rhythm of life. But the universe is vast, its possibilities endless. Somewhere, among the billions of stars, twin suns blaze side by side, casting their light upon alien worlds. The story of Earth with two suns is a story of challenge and transformation, of danger and opportunity, of the indomitable spirit of life that seeks out every corner of the cosmos. As you watch the sunset tonight, as darkness falls and the stars emerge, remember, our sun is only one among many, and the future of exploration, adaptation, and survival may yet lead us to worlds where two suns rise, and the boundaries of possibility are forever expanded. What wonders might await us beneath twin dawns? What stories have yet to be written in the light of two stars? The journey of discovery has only just begun.